Most Americans believe that retiring with $1.5 million in savings is not only possible, but relatively common. It's a number that gets repeated constantly in financial conversations, retirement calculators, online articles, and even casual discussions about money. Over time, it has become almost a cultural benchmark for what a successful retirement looks like. But when you move past assumptions and actually look at the data, a very different reality emerges. The truth is that reaching $1.5 million in retirement savings is far rarer than most people realize. In fact, even reaching $1 million is already an achievement that puts someone in a very small minority. Recent data shows that only about 4.7% of Americans have accumulated $1 million or more in retirement accounts. And when you raise that bar to $1.5 million, the percentage drops even further. By the time you get to $2 million, you are talking about fewer than 2% of the population. That means more than 95% of Americans will never retire with 7 figures in their retirement savings, despite how common that goal seems in theory. So why does it feel like everyone is supposed to have $1.5 million? One reason is that financial advice often relies on simplified numbers. Advisors, blogs, and calculators tend to use large, round figures because they're easy to communicate and easy to remember. Saying aim for 1.5 million sounds concrete and motivating, even if it doesn't reflect what most people actually achieve. Over time, those simplified targets become perceived norms, even when they are statistically uncommon. Another reason is social perception. People tend to overestimate how financially secure others are. We see nice homes, new cars, vacations, and assume those lifestyles are backed by strong savings. In reality, many of those appearances are supported by debt, not assets. Living well and saving well are not always the same thing, and in many cases, they are opposites. This gap between appearance and reality contributes to the illusion that large retirement balances are more common than they actually are. A major factor holding people back from reaching $1.5 million is timing. Retirement accounts benefit enormously from starting early, but many Americans don't begin serious investing until their 30s or 40s. Before that, money is often consumed by student loans, rent, mortgages, childcare, medical bills, and everyday living expenses. By the time retirement savings become a priority, a significant amount of compounding potential has already been lost. Consistency is another challenge. Even people who start saving early often experience interruptions. Job changes, layoffs, health issues, and economic downturns can force people to pause or reduce contributions. Some cash out retirement accounts when switching jobs, losing years of growth in the process. Others miss out on employer matching contributions simply because they don't contribute enough to qualify. Over decades, these small decisions compound just as powerfully as investment returns. There's also the issue of income. While discipline and consistency matter, income still plays a role. People who reach $1 million or more in retirement savings often have higher than average earnings at some point in their careers. That doesn't mean high earners are guaranteed success, but it does make consistent investing easier. For someone living paycheck to paycheck, even saving a few $100s a month can feel impossible, no matter how strong the motivation is. Social Security further complicates expectations. Many Americans assume it will cover most of their retirement needs, but the system was never designed to fully replace income. It functions as a foundation, not a complete solution. When people rely too heavily on Social Security without building additional savings, they often find themselves falling far short of ambitious retirement targets like $1.5 million. When you look at average and median retirement balances, the gap becomes even clearer. Median balances for many age groups are well below what most people expect. Large numbers of households have less than $100,000 saved, and some have nothing at all. These figures are rarely highlighted in popular financial discussions, but they represent the reality for millions of Americans. Yet, it's important to understand that failing to reach $1.5 million does not automatically mean financial failure. Retirement is not a single number problem, it's a planning problem. Some people retire comfortably with far less by adjusting their lifestyle, relocating to lower-cost areas, downsizing their homes, or continuing to work part-time. Others delay retirement to increase Social Security benefits and reduce the number of years their savings need to last. The people who do manage to reach $1.5 million often follow similar patterns. They start early, invest consistently, and stay invested through market volatility. They avoid pulling money out during downturns and continue contributing even when markets feel uncertain. Over long periods of time, that discipline compounds into significant wealth. But even among these disciplined investors, reaching $1.5 million is still the exception, not the rule. What truly matters is understanding that retirement planning should be personal, not aspirational. Chasing a number simply because it sounds impressive can be discouraging and counterproductive. A better approach is to focus on controllable actions, saving regularly, increasing contributions when possible, minimizing high-interest debt, and maintaining a long-term investment strategy. These habits matter far more than hitting an arbitrary milestone. Another overlooked aspect is inflation and lifestyle expectations. Some people assume that $1.5 million guarantees luxury, while others fear it won't be enough. The truth depends entirely on spending habits. A modest lifestyle with controlled expenses can stretch a smaller portfolio much further than people expect, while high spending can quickly drain even a large nest egg. Understanding the real distribution of retirement savings in America can actually be empowering. Instead of comparing yourself to unrealistic standards, you can make decisions based on reality. Knowing that most people don't reach $1.5 million reframes the conversation. It shifts the focus from "why am I behind" to "how can I optimize what I have?" Ultimately, retirement readiness is not about matching someone else's number. It's about building a sustainable plan that fits your income, goals, and timeline. Whether your target is $300,000, $700,000, $1 million, or $1.5 million, the principles remain the same. Start as early as you can, stay consistent, avoid unnecessary setbacks, and let time do the heavy lifting. When you strip away the myths and look at the data, one thing becomes clear. Retiring with $1.5 million is possible, but it is far from common. And understanding that reality is the first step toward making smarter, more realistic financial decisions for your own future. If you found this video helpful, consider sharing it with someone who thinks they'll need millions to retire, but hasn't really looked at the numbers yet. A lot of people stress over money simply because they don't understand how rare certain financial goals actually are. And that's exactly what this channel is about, breaking down personal finance in a clear, realistic way, without hype or false promises. This channel focuses on financial education, smart investing, and long-term thinking. No shortcuts, no get-rich-quick schemes, just practical ideas that can genuinely help you make better decisions with your money. If you want to understand how saving, investing, and planning really work in the real world, you'll find plenty of other videos here that can help. So take a look around the channel, watch a few more videos, and stick around if this kind of content is useful to you. Financial clarity starts with information, and you're already taking the first step.